Okay. All right, everyone. So, good evening, guys. I hope you guys can hear me. Hope everyone can hear me. Yeah, I think I'm audible now. So, good evening, everyone. We are happy, super happy to have you all in this session today. And I want to welcome you back to Ascent. So, you see, last week we had a great conversation, and the conversation was about whether software engineering is worth pursuing in 2025, right? So especially with AI changing so much about the tech world, right? So today we are starting, and we are shifting gear, towards looking at the design side of tech. Okay, and our theme for today is beginner friendly skill every creative should learn in 2025. So we're looking at design plus tech, right? So whether you're a designer, an artist, a content creator, or whatsoever you are doing around design, or just someone who is curious about creativity, technology, right? So this session is for you. There's a lot to talk about today. We'll talk about design, we'll talk about creativity, we'll talk about AI, automation, and everything that matters around the world of design and creativity. So, for all of you, for everyone joining us here, you are all welcome to this session, and I'm happy to have you all here. I promise you that today's session is going to be very, very super exciting, and you're going to gain a lot of value in today's session, right? So, before we go take it further, before we proceed, I want to introduce our speaker for today. She's Chukwu Adeze Victoria. So CAV. She's a super, super great, awesome designer, right? So I have a lot to say about her. I have so much a lot to say about her. And starting from when I introduced her I introduced a send session to her. When she accepted to join, I asked her to send me some of, information that we needed for our e-flyer and all those stuff. She sent it in a well organized way, very, very well organized, and that speaks a whole lot about herself, her brand, readiness, and everything. I looked at it, I was super excited, and I say, yes, this is a person for this session. And guys, she's here, and she will be telling us a whole lot about design. She'll be telling us a whole lot about her experience in design, right? So we also have another product designer, another designer. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to miss. We have product designer, we have designer. Please forgive me. So we have another designer, but a product designer. Her name is Aguda Awodi, and she's here with us. She's also gonna bring a whole lot of massive inspiration, a whole lot of insight about product design side of designs. So we are all ready for today. We have everything you need. So bring in your questions, bring in the conversation, however you want it to go, anything you want to also talk about regarding designs. Guys, I'm not a designer, but they are here to answer your questions. So you better bring in your question right now that we have them live, right? So don't bring it to me. I can't answer your questions, right? So they are the experts in designs who can attend to your questions. So please, please, please make use of the comment sections. Say hi, introduce yourself wherever you're coming from, and drop your questions so that we can jump on it, right? So guys, yeah, I can see the excited. Yeah, she's blushing. Oh my god, our audience have. Is I'm gonna allow you to introduce yourself in a better way, because what I just did is a surface introduction. So I want you to introduce yourself to the audience so that the audience can know you better and direct from the horse's mouth about yourself. So I think Adeze, you are going to go first, then I will take after you.
Can you guys hear me well? Good evening. You guys already know my name. My name is Ada. Also, that extra English is plenty. But I'm a brand designer and strategist. For and have been a brand designer for the last 7 to 8 years. Let's say 8 years, right? Have worked with a lot of companies, have mentored a lot of people, plenty English, right? Oh, she they do this, she they, okay, thank you. But I'm super excited to be here because one of the things that I find to be very, very interesting is being able to share what I know. I'm a very big advocate for people, actually within the design industry, sharing knowledge with each other, right? Because who will help us if we don't help ourselves? Shake it. And there are some places that some people have been in, some conversations that they've been a part of, some places that they've worked that some other people have not had access to and they may never have access to. So we, or some of us that have been there, I feel like in some sort of way it's our responsibility to share what we know, what we have learned with other people so that if there's any kind of hurdle that is coming ahead of you, you are able to jump right past it very easily. So all those other English about who I am, go and is online, go and look for it there. But 7 years graphic designer, excited to be here. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 7 years graphic designer. That's it, right? So that's the point you need to hold on today. 7 years graphic designer is no play, right? Is no play. So we have a whole lot of opportunities standing here before us today. Okay, so before we dive into what we have and more of what we'll be saying today, Aguda, please, over to you. Can you tell us about yourself, what you do, and so that audience can meet you?
Okay, good evening,
Yeah.
everyone. My name is Aguda Wudi. So, for me, product design is just like being a product designer is like being a digital architect. Like, what ideas, coming up with the ideas, and then the visuals for digital products. So, I'm also a product manager, and I'm a banker. And then I'm passionate about technology. I love technology. So I have a background in data analysis. So basically, I love technology, I love programming, I love data, and I love designing.
Wow. Thank you so much. So we have some keywords that you guys should be very much careful about. Data, creativity, design, graphic designer, 7 years in graphics design. So we are not here to joke. So when we are saying that we are sharing experiences, because I promise you guys that this session will be all about sharing experiences, sharing real life experiences, right? So when we say we are sharing real life experiences, we are not talking about 2 days of experience. We're not talking about a day, 2 years, 3 years. We're talking about years of experience. I mean, wide, wide years of experience in tech. So whatsoever you need to understand about designs, I don't think that there is something too hidden that has not been reviewed in 7 years. Okay. And moreover, Aguda is also joining her here today. Aguda also has another side of design, which is the product aspect. So we have graphics, we have the product aspect, and that's a whole lot. Aguda works in the bank. That's one of the sectors where you can find product design shine a lot, right? So she has experience in the banking industry and also in product designing. So thank you so much, guys. You see, before we started this session, I was telling them that I was scared of design starting off as a tech guy because I tried doing it. I couldn't make it, right? Couldn't make it in that aspect of tech. So we have different aspects of technology. We have design, we have software engineering, data analysis, and so many other aspects. So today, our focus is on design. Okay, so if you are someone who is passionate about design, today's session is for you. And don't worry, they will make a whole lot of comments about so many things. I don't want to just jump into a lot of things right now. So let's take it bit by bit, one step after the other. So I'm quite curious. Okay, so there are so many terms that has been used to kind of describe what you guys are doing. Some say design, some say creative, some say many other things, right? So I want us to hit the nail on the head and come in a bit clear so that people can understand what you guys are up to and what you do, and as well as those who want to start a career in design, we'll also understand what that career looks like and what it entails, right? So I'm going to start off with this question: who exactly is a designer, right? And specifically, I want the response, I want you guys to answer me having our era in mind. So, who exactly is a designer today, right? And so, I know that they do a whole lot of stuff, but what exactly is their job? And what can we say that this is who a designer is? Please, Ada, please, can you go on and take in this question?
Okay. Um. So one thing I want to try and avoid is just to make this session look very stiff. So I'm going to try my best to make it a little bit interactive and interesting to the best of my
All
ability.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
um, a designer, in my opinion, is a shaper.
Mm,
A designer is a shaper of emotions. A designer is a shaper of opinions. A designer is a shaper of impressions, right? A designer is the shaper of solutions, right? And a designer is a translator of ideas. Now, what does all those plenty English mean? Me, I don't like big English, right? So, what does all those things mean? It means that when you create a flyer, for instance, right, you are influencing the emotions of people, you are influencing the thought process of people, right? That's why when you want to maybe create a color palette for this flyer we're talking about or this poster we're talking about, you want to consider who are the people we are designing for. What kind of emotions do we want to evoke? Because you know that the colors you choose is going to contribute to the kind of emotions that you evoke. You know that the kind of lines, directional, leading, whatever type of lines you want to use, is going to influence how people feel, how people interact with the content and the messaging in your flyer, and so on and so forth. Even your product design self, even down to like physical stuff, industrial designs, the chair that you sit on, the tables you use, whatever it is that you're seeing around you right now, is designed to make you feel something, right? The chair you're sitting on is designed to make you comfortable or not comfortable, right? The bed you lie on is going to make you feel some sort of way. Sure, you get. So design generally is a designer generally is a shaper, right? You also solve problems. This one is more particular to the problem of the company or the client, that they say, oh, we need to increase sales, we need to increase traffic to the website, we need to, whatever it is the problem is that the client brings, it is now you that will use your expertise to now provide a solution to it. Or lastly, a designer is a translator of ideas. You translate ideas into experiences, right? If you've been to Moonshot or Naira Life, you would understand a little bit better where I'm coming from when I say a designer is a translator of ideas into experiences. Because when you step into a space, let's say interior design, for example, when you step into a space, yeah, the way the space is arranged or designed is designed intentionally to make you have either a warm experience, a cold experience, a quick experience, a slow experience. Do you get? So what I mean by quick or fast or slow experience is, for instance, in some certain spaces, they don't put chairs there because they don't want you to relax. It's intentional, it's by design. Sure, you get. So a designer, yes, you design flyers and posters and all of that, but I want you to think beyond that into other tangible things that you do that revolves around emotional connection and experiences that you create for people. So I hope I did not yap for too long.
wow. Wow. This is a whole lot. I feel like I've written a lot and I've taken a lot down right now. So many things. I've said so many things within these short few minutes. I mean a whole lot. A designer is a shaper and influencer of emotions. It's also a translator of emotions to experiences. I mean, so many things. The impression that the designer shapes is a whole lot and has a whole lot of impact in the future and the business and sales and so many things. I can relate with this practically. I'm a software engineer, right? So, but all you have said now, I can practically relate with it because I had an experience some time ago. Immediately you mentioned that a designer was a designer is a shaper of emotion, an influencer of emotions. I could relate to something that was an experience I had. I came online one day, I opened my status on WhatsApp, right? So I saw a flyer. I shouted, I said, Jesus, what is this? I mean, what made me to shout was that, well, this was supposed to be a birthday flyer, but it was looking like a burial kind of stuff, like the person just died. I said, what is this? This person died. So when I now looked at it, I saw happy, I saw that, I said, God. So before you even think of looking at what the design is talking about, there is an emotion it communicates first. I mean, this answer is fab. It's the best answer. It's the best definition of a designer I've ever had. That is just what I can relate with this right now. Just with immediately you said it, I've had an experience about it. I never knew, but now you're saying it, I understood that the person that actually affected my emotion was the designer. He actually tampered with my emotion that day. Yeah, so thank you so much. I'm coming back to you. I'm coming back to you. We still have a whole lot of things to discuss, but we have to hold this. So, guys, yeah. So, please, if you are taking note of what she's saying right now, you can put it down on the comment section. If you have your own question, drop it on the comment section. And if you like her feedback, her response, her answers, please give her a thumbs up. Tell her to write down what she's saying. All right. So, let's hear from Aguda. Aguda, what do you have to say? Does this also reflect what you are doing in the product aspect of design, or is there a kind of a different opinion to what she has said, or what do you have to say about who a designer is?
I think what I'm going to say is still going to be similar to what she just said. So, a designer basically is someone that brings an idea to life. So, take for an example, a company wants to design a short term rental application or an e commerce application. So, it's just an idea still. Probably they should have their requirements and what they expect to achieve with that design. So it's now time for the designer to bring that idea to life, right? In screens, in user experiences, and in user interfaces. So for me, three things that are really important in a design is a design should be visually appealing, and a designer should come up with a visually appealing and clean and easy to navigate interface. So basically, when it comes to design, one of the things that is really important is how it looks. It should look good, the color combinations, the visual hierarchy, and the spacing and everything should look neat and clean. And then it should also be easy to navigate. When it comes to design, especially digital products, is really important for your users. So, as a designer, one of the first things you should have in mind when you're about to design or when you're designing is your users, your target audience, and make the process as easy as possible. So, let me just give like an example. So, when it comes to like designing an e-commerce application, as an example, making the check like connect with their users. A designer kind of the user requirements or the user's needs. So if a business is designing an application that they want to generate revenue for them, point of coming up with the idea that will help the business achieve their goal of generating revenue. And how do you generate revenue? You generate revenue by making a design that users can easily use, users can enjoy and even recommend to others. So basically, that paper from that product requirement document. So the job of a designer is to think, get inspiration, look at other designs, do some competitive analysis, and then come up with a design that is a win for the users and also for the business. So that's basically what it is.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, a designer brings ideas to life. Wow. I had an ideology and I had my perspective about who brings ideas to life before now. You guys, please forgive me. Let me say this, but I'm a software engineer and we take the the credit that we are the guys who bring the ideas to life because we write the codes and we bring it to life, right? So, but from this definition, I'm beginning to see different perspectives. Because if you design a product and people don't have the right emotion about the product you have designed, it will still not sell. Okay, so you design a product, just like for instance, you go to buy, let's say you want to buy juice, and the cover of the juice is like they use a different design. Let's say the design of an insecticide to make it. You will not buy it. It's juice, but you will not buy it. So there's something inside good, or because of the impression that has been communicated. Just like Ada said, the impression that's communicated, the emotion that's been created. The designer is the shaper of emotion. The emotion has been shaped and given to you is wrong, and the idea is life, but the emotion is wrong. So I completely understand, and I'm actually happy with what you guys have said right now, and I can relate with it. So it actually means that a designer is not just someone who takes his tools. A design goes beyond having the skill to pick tools. Like, I know there are software tools that you use, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, and other things. So it means that design is beyond all these. Design has a psychological aspect of it. That is what you guys are trying to tell me now. That design goes beyond just having the right tool. It starts from the background of being able to understand expectations, being able to understand emotions, being able to understand the psychology of anything you are doing. So, wow, this means that a designer journey is actually very wide because you have a whole lot to do, you have a whole lot of expectations, and impact is part of what you guys are giving. So, let me ask another question. What kind of, like, how do you guys shape the world? Because you are saying that a designer is a shaper. You shape the world. So how do you shape the world? How do you do that? How do you achieve that? How do you shape the world you are living in? Because the world you are living in can take different shapes. So I don't know how you shape it, but I would like to understand, how does a designer shape the world? So okay, Miss Ada, you can go.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
I think it was. I forgotten whether it was 2020 or either 2018, 2019, or 2020. Orange Academy. I don't know whether it's actually them, but I remember it being something like Orange Academy that year. That I think there was like an increase in accidents around a particular, like the junction close to their office, right? There was and children, there was a school close by, and there was a lot of accidents around there. Um, the the design students of Orange Academy decided to do a 3D zebra crossing. So instead of your normal white line, they made a 3D zebra crossing. So if you are driving and you are coming, you are not going to see it as a flat thing, the way they designed it, right? They painted it in a way that as you are coming, it will look like a block that is on the road, right? Being in that area by a lot, right? And it also made drivers a little bit more cautious around that place. So when you're coming, and you remember that, oh, you're getting to that junction that has that block zebra crossing, you immediately slow down. That's for those people that were already used to it. Then those people that are coming in new, they kind of have to slow down by force, right? So that's the impact of design in one area. Another example that I can give you is based more of strategy than it is design, because I've told you design is not just for you to push pixels. Design goes way beyond your ability to use Photoshop. Design is
mm,
strategy. Design is like I said, you shaping people's opinions, shaping people's experiences, right? The way an airport, I've forgotten I think it was either LA or Texas, the way the airport was designed, right? When people come down from the plane, they would go and stand by the gate. There's a gate where they pick up their bags, right? So they will go there, right, and stand. Let's say it took them about 20 minutes. No, 20 minutes is a long time. Let's say it took them about 10 minutes for their bags to be carried from the plane down and brought to where they are standing. Right. So there was a lot of complaint that why do I get off the plane and I have to wait so long for my bag? Do you know what the people now did? Instead of them to redesign the entire
no.
airport or whatever, or keep apologizing, they moved baggage claim to a place that was 7 minutes away from where you drop from the plane. So when people drop from the plane now, they will walk that 7 minutes down to baggage claim. And then when they get to baggage claim, they only need to wait that one extra minute. And then they will get their bags and go. That's design. This one now did not have anything to do with Photoshop. That's design. That's strategy, right? So the kind of impact that design makes in life is incomparable. It's like you cannot quantify it. I want you to just think about something now. Imagine a world without colors, only color. Oh. Imagine a world
Mm,
without colors. Orange no get green, you no get
I
yellow.
can't
Lemon
imagine
no
it.
get. Do you get? Banana is now white or transparent. There's no color anywhere, because do
Mm,
you realize that sometimes we identify things based on color? If you get to a place and you see color red, maybe painted on a wall, or they use red cloth and tie the place, or they use color red for the link or the button or whatever, you automatically think danger, danger, danger. I need to wait first and understand what is happening, right? Imagine a world
mm,
where there's no color red. Imagine a world where there is no color green to tell you that something is organic. So design changes how people feel. It changes how people feel. In the world of public relations, right? People's reputations are shaped by design. So if let's say a person was a bad person before and they want to convert now to being a good person based on PR, design is involved.
mm.
The person changes how they dress, changes how they speak, changes how they look, changes how they interact with the world. Even the kind of colors that you find around the person as a subliminal subconscious plant in your brain is changed. So that immediately you see that thing, you just automatically think positive. Do you get?
Yeah, yeah.
So it changes how people design elevates brand. That's when you now talk about brand identity. That's why everybody wants to have an identity, personal branding, right? It elevates the credibility of a brand. If a business reaches out to you and they say, "Oh, we want to sponsor you on a all expense paid trip to Dubai,"
Mm,
what's the first thing you will go and do? You will go and check whether they have
yeah,
websites. You will go and check whether they exist on social
yeah.
media. You will go and check whether they are real. If you don't find anything about them online, you go.
No, not possible.
And even if you find them and it's just English you can
Yeah.
find, let's say you find like let's say a WordPress site with only just words, there's no
Mm,
design, like it's not carrying that air of I get money to carry you go Dubai, you
no,
go, you don't go
no.
anywhere now. Sure, again. So design lends credibility to
Mm,
brands. Design helps to differentiate one person from another.
yeah,
You can have 10 brands lined up like this, and the thing that different 10 brands selling juice,
yeah.
okay? 10 brands selling, well, not let's even narrow it even down. Self 10 brands selling orange juice.
Mm,
How can you tell difference between each of them? It is by design.
yeah.
So design elevates brands by differentiation.
Mm, mm,
So if you see Five Alive bottle, you will know to say Five Alive is different from Chivita. You will know that Chivita is different from, I don't know those brands. I know they drink all these things again. It's different from, let's say, Berry Blast, right? It's different from each other. Shey you get? Another thing that design does, that it transforms communities. And when I say communities, I don't mean WhatsApp or Telegram. I don't mean village people or the people in your street. I mean like communities as in a group of people that exist anywhere because of one purpose. Shey you get? So it transforms communities, it brings awareness to certain situations. So an example that I can give to you now is a 14-year-old boy was raped by some men. This is real life news, and he died. I don't know whether he died. I've forgotten. Sorry, but for a 14-year-old boy was raped by some men over the course of some days. Right now, people are on TikTok talking about it. People are on Instagram talking about it. What are they using to translate that information, or to drive that information home, or to sell that information to you, or to communicate? What's the vehicle for that information? Design. So when they are creating designs for that thing, they will not be using happy colors like pink and blue. They will use dark colors so that they can convey the feeling, the hopeless feeling that that boy may have felt in that situation to you with this viewpoint of mine. Thank you. Please don't run. Where did he go?
I think it is network.
I bet it's just my network.
No, I think it is network.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's continue talking. Go on now. Abi, you want to tell us what impact? Let me just move the thing to you then. Okay,
Okay,
he's
it's
back.
back.
All right.
We
Can you
almost
guys hear
we
me?
have we almost sold your platform. Wanted to sell it, but thank God you came.
I think my network. I didn't know why it went off. So can you
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
be
can
trying
hear
to?
you.
All right. Thank you so much. Like I've heard a whole lot. I've heard a whole lot. I understand what you are saying quite clear because you are using real life examples and it's very obvious how important designs are. So many persons are beginning to underestimate designers, right? Because of the the rise of AI, because of ChatGPT can now do designs, and so many of these things are happening. So many people are beginning to lose confidence on taking or toeing the career path of designing, right? So, but with this explanation, people can feel encouraged that there is still more to what a designer can do than what ChatGPT can offer, right? So, because going with some of these explanations you have given, this is what I don't see any AI chatbot or AI tool or whatsoever coming in to take over and coming in to replace accurately what a human being can do in design. So I feel like we still need more of human beings in design, since considering these aspects and these points that you have given to us, we still need more of human beings in designs than we are even having AIs right now. Okay, so I think this will also clarify a whole lot of misconceptions. But before we get into that aspect, right? So I still want you to throw more light on this aspect of designs shaping the world. But in this aspect, I want you to look at what are now the career options, because you have said so many things: airports, in the traffic, companies, and so many things. You've mentioned so many things that can like point out a whole lot of places that, right? So, what are the career options available for a designer in this our era?
Despite the um influx of AI and AI tools, there is still a lot of opportunities for design. And before I start to list them, like, hey, this one, that one, that one, that one, I want you people to understand something. Yeah, AI is here and it is making some jobs easier, faster, and is cutting off some parts of the processes, for creativity or design in general. But that does not still take away one thing, which is the human experience, right? An example is if I create a flyer, or let's say a flyer, using an example that I've mentioned before, and this flyer has a bottle of juice. I'm just going to use examples that I've mentioned earlier. A bottle of juice in the fridge, and around that bottle of juice, a piece of red cloth is tied. What does that communicate to you? Now, if
Danger.
somebody in no touch am, do you get keep
Yeah. Yeah.
off, no touch am.
Exactly.
So a brand
Yeah.
that sells juice can say this is how important juice is to so person, and just to try to convey the feeling of our juice is so good and so good for this person, or so good in the hands of this person that they don't want to share. So they go to the extent of tying red cloth with cowrie or whatever on it so that people don't touch
Mm,
it, right? Um, that experience, if you show it to somebody in, let's say, the US, they cannot understand. If you show it to somebody in Germany, they cannot understand. If you show it to
mm,
somebody in Nigeria, they can understand. Do you get? So the one thing that AI has not been able to successfully replicate or take away is human experience. The thing that me and you know, the shared experience that we have. I was saying it in the YouTube videos recently that if you post on TikTok or any other platform and say, when I was small, I used to wear on my underwear and roll tire down the road, you will see 5,774 other people around the world will probably tell you that, oh, they too experience the same thing. If you say, oh,
mm,
African mother, my mother used to say, am I your mate? Or used to say, this thing that you want to drop it on my head now. There are a lot of
yeah.
people that will understand it, that will that experience is not something that you can that AI can replicate, because it's a lived experience. So you
Mm,
get AI is not able to replicate that. So I said all of that to say this. By the time I start saying, oh, you can do this, you can do that, don't start thinking, oh, what if AI come and take this away from me, right? So there's brand identity, right? Where you shape the identities of brand. There's UI UX, there's product design, there's motion design, there's three-dimensional design, there's strategy, there's consultation. Okay, these
mm.
are all opportunities that are making mad money.
Wow.
I remember getting
Wow.
paid just to consult one time like that. I was like, that's what they do for you. No, they pay person money to come just tell you that this is what you should do. No, I don't have to do
Mm,
it. I'll just tell you that you should go and do it, and you pay me money. Ah,
wow.
do you get? There is
Yeah.
um there's fabric design where you
Mm,
design fabrics, right? There is industrial design. There is social impact design. This is where you do stuff that involves like sustainability, non-profit, things that are good for the earth and for humanity, right?
mm.
There's even AI design where you go now, you go
Wow.
design this AI where we dey run from. So do you get?
Wow.
You
Yeah.
literally design the GPT, you design the agentic AI, you design all these other type of AIs. Now you go come designer for us. All right.
Wow.
So all of those
Wow.
things are just a few. There's illustrations. Illustration is part of design.
Mm.
There's illustration as well. There's animation, which is under motion, to be honest, right? There's video editing. So all of these things are opportunities that are open to us as designers that we can delve into and that are
Wow.
still currently making us good money.
Wow.
And a lot of these things AI is not able to chop up just yet.
Wow. Wow.
Thanks.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. I feel encouraged. Do you know why? The reason is that for some, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was having a conversation with someone. We were just discussing, and he said, yeah, yes, let's use AI to make this design. Of course, I know that prior to that last week, if we had such case, we'll have been saying, let's look for a graphic designer to do this for us. But the person said, no, let's look for AI to do this. I wasn't really impressed with the design that AI gave to me. It was fine, right? And but the impression, the human feeling I needed on that design, well, it was not giving it to me. The color combination was good. The font, AOI was able to maintain the font clarity and everything, quality of design, fine. But that didn't take away the human inspiration, the human expression and experience that I needed and I expected from that design. So that's quite true, and it's true. So you see, AI. I've been saying it, and I've been saying it for developers, and now we are saying it for designers, and it seems like the same thing is happening everywhere. People think that AI has come to replace them, whereas AI has come to help you, to make your work faster, to make things easier for you, not just to replace you. So the human feeling of it has not been replaced. There is an aspect of psychology that design gives. That human experience, AI does not have it yet, right? So, and that is where you have to shine. Look at it now. What you need to do is just look at where AI is not anywhere close to coming to, take over, and focus on that area. Like you mentioned, illustration, and so many other aspects of design where AI has not come in. Don't just stay with trying to combine colors and trying to make font and all those stuff. I know that some basic things AI can do them. Do some advanced stuff, right? So thank you so much. Okay, let me hear from Aguda. What do you have to say about specifically about this AI stuff? I want you to also look at it in product design. I've seen I've seen an AI chatbot that can design like what's it called, UI UX, can design everything, responsiveness and everything. You can even design it, translate it to code, and do, and people are actually looking at, hey, there's no longer opportunity for product designer, this guy has come to take over the job. So what do you have to say about that? Yeah, are you there? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Me, I can hear you.
Yeah, Aguda, are you there? Aguda, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Did you get my question?
I can hear you. I can hear you. No, no, sorry, I didn't get
But did you get my
it.
question? Okay, I'm
No, I
asking
didn't get your
you,
question.
how is the impact of AI? Okay, let me repeat myself. How is the impact of AI in product design? Is it the same thing that we have? Has it replaced product design jobs, or is it just helping you guys to do your work better? So this is just to encourage anybody coming into product design. There's no point
Just
coming into something that AI has replaced.
okay. So
Okay.
just like
Yeah,
Ada
proceed.
mentioned, right? AI is actually not replacing. AI is not replacing product design, but is
Okay.
actually helping. You can get inspiration and ideas from AI, but that human touch is still very important. And that's actually what makes the design like unique and stand out. You still have to tailor it to your audience, to your target audience in terms of the location and the kind of people you are designing for. So in as much as you can get ideas from AI can even generate UI screens. It still needs product designer still have to work on it. You still have to use your experience, your ideas, and even your interaction with your customers to shape that product. Because just coming up to it or just putting out there something that AI have designed, AI is just designing based on the knowledge it probably has, from other products
Mm.
online. But a product designer, you've worked with users before. You know how users respond. You know how people, this kind is kind of people behave. The normal user behavior. So for me, I will say that AI is like an assistant. So it's also good to know how to use these AI tools, right? Because it actually will help your designs and all. But then looking at it, it's like a companion, like an assistant, just like another software that you can use to enhance and advance your design skills. So it's not a replacement. I will call that like a collaboration. AI and then product designers working together to, give that nice user experience.
Wow. See the same thing you guys are saying, practically the same thing. So this is to beginners, this is to people who are trying to find a path in design, in tech, and you are feeling intimidated with AI. AI is not here to intimidate you. You can hear from experts who have been in the industry for years, specifically for design industry. They've had experiences in design industry. Now they are telling you that come in and feel free and work with AI. AI is here to help and support you and not to replace you. All right. So I think let's look at the question we have here in the chat box. I think I have about two questions here in the chat box. And I want us to look at these questions before we actually go deeper into what we have. Again, we're about to actually conclude the session. But someone said, this is from Ibuke Chibes. Okay, he said, we need, please, we need experiences, design struggles, and how you handled it, and how you've been able to navigate through different clients during your creative journey. So I think this is like too many questions in one. So maybe I'll just allow you guys to take it. Ada, can you look at it? Um, so this is the question on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need experiences, design struggles, how you handle it, and how you've been able to navigate through different clients. They used to swear for me, I used to swear for them. 1-1. Me, I don't see. I am. I don't know what I'm the right person to ask this because I will spoil your people.
Mm,
I know they do all those Chere Cambia. I know they do 'em.
yeah.
Okay, so but on a serious note, I've had a very interesting 7-8 years in design, and the struggles are many.
Mm,
Struggles as a Nigerian designer trying to get global, struggles as a female designer trying to work in a male dominated world, struggles as a junior designer trying to increase my price range and get paid more than I was currently getting paid. Struggles as a corporate designer, struggles as a freelance designer. It's
wow.
plenty.
Mm.
So I don't know whether we can get into all of that because we could come up for here. If I start to dissect each of them one by one, right?
Mm,
But
yeah.
let's talk about the client part. One thing that I have realized here is I've grown and I've matured enough as a designer to realize that I don't want to burn bridges,
Mm,
no matter how horrible a
mm.
client is. Don't burn bridges. What does
Don't
that mean?
burn
It
bridges.
means don't don't end any client interaction on a sour note.
Mm,
It can end on a sour note. There's some things you can't control, right? But don't end it on a violent, like I hate you, you hate me type of note. Don't do that, right? You can end it on a mutually sound note that, oh, you are not getting what I want. Okay, no problem. Let me run a 50% refund for you, or let me run a 70% refund for you. I'm really sorry that our relationship did not work out because it's not all clients designer relationships that will work out. It's
mm,
not possible,
mm,
right? It's not possible. There are some that you will get into where the client is the problem. There are some that you will get into where you you are the problem.
mm,
And you have to just accept that okay, this is not going to work out. And for both of us, our peace of mind, we need to just call it quits here and break up with each other gently, right? We
yeah.
meet at the feet of Jesus. We meet at the feet of Jesus. Okay. And the reason why I said that is I've worked with someone a couple of years ago, and I'm happy that it ended on a good note because imagine if it ended on a bad note. So I worked with her a couple of years ago, designed some stuff for her, da 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 da. And we just went our ways. One of those small businesses that you don't really put too much mind into. It's just on
Yeah.
Instagram, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
couple of years later, somebody reached out to me. My name is this. You did something for my wife a couple of years ago. Da 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 da. Well, I can't even remember who the person was.
Wow.
That's the wife I designed for. But then this person is now the one managing a very big fintech company and needed
Mm,
me to design something for him,
wow.
right? And I'm not going to tell you the amount, but
Wow. That was huge.
right. So
Yeah.
I want I imagine a world where I had maybe destroyed that relationship with that woman, and then
Yeah.
maybe somebody comes and says, "Hey, guy, I know somebody that can do this thing that you're looking to do," and they said, "Oh,
Mm,
it's Adeze," and it's like Adeze, I know her. No,
No.
I don't think I want to work with her. Do you get? So
Yeah.
that's one important lesson that I have learned when it comes to working with clients. Even if they're the ones at fault, find a way to make sure
Mm.
that you part on good, on a
Good.
amicable note.
Mm.
Doesn't have to be friendship. We don't have to be friends, but we don't have to
Yeah.
be enemies. Once again, we don't have to be
Like,
friends, but we
yeah.
don't have to be enemies either. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, wow. That's a strong piece. Very, this is not just about designers, it's about practical, about business, about building your career, about building relationship, about building network with people. Don't burn the bridges. Don't come to a point where that person cannot get back to you when things are better. Of course, people have their different emotions and different challenges. Sometimes it's because of life frustration. I mean, I've also had experiences where a client, sometimes I think one of the issues that designers face when it comes to having problem with clients is not being able to listen to corrections. I've worked with designers, and many designers don't like to be corrected. I'm telling you, they want it the way you are, the way they want it, the way they feel is better, the way they feel is good. And especially when you are giving updates that they feel like this is beyond what you paid for, or possibly I can't go back and repeat this again, man. So I think patience is one thing that designers should have at the back of their um, archives or whatsoever they are working with, back of their skills. You should be patient to ensure that you endure. And it's not easy not to burn the bridge. It's very easy to burn the bridge, but to repair it is hard, right? So thank you so much for that piece. I think we'll go to the next question, and I also this next question is tied to the next thing we're supposed to discuss. And the next thing we're supposed to discuss is the foundation, the very first steps that someone with zero experience can take to start their design journey, right? So if you never touched a design tool before, where should that person begin? Where can somebody start from? Okay, so while you're answering it, you now answer the question that somebody has. Someone is saying, what are few sites and apps one can learn design effectively? So I believe that in the course of trying to give us the starting point and how someone can start a design career, you'll also mention some of the resources that they need, to make headway in the field. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to open like I work with somebody a couple of, not work with him, but more like had like a call with the person, and then the person was telling me how he has been in the industry for 6 years and he hasn't necessarily been able to make headway in terms of quality of design. And that's when I
Oh,
realized that a lot of designers jump into design without like
foundation.
process, right?
Yeah.
Without foundation, but without process either, right? Because if you wanted to learn how to be an engineer, where will you start from? Primary school. Yeah, you learn ABC, you learn one plus one. Then you move to secondary school where they tell you dy dx, x plus y equals to z ABC, and all of that. And you will solve for x. And then you move to the university where they teach you an advanced form of that one and how that translates into energy and kinetic force and whatever, right? And all
Mhm,
of those other things. So you need to start from somewhere and build gradually from there, right? So
mhm,
foundation, yes, but also process in that foundational building, right? So
mhm,
I literally have something here called foundation, right? So it starts with the history of graphic design. Oh, what do you
mhm,
want to use history and do? Hey, what are we using? What is important? Go and do the
mhm,
history, all right?
mhm.
In the course that I had a course a couple of months ago that I taught for
Okay.
3 months on graphic design, and I was one of the first things that I encountered is that a lot of people don't bother to understand the history of anything, right? I'll use a relationship as an example. You know, boy and girl now. I like you, I
Mhm.
like me. You enter a
Yeah.
relationship together.
Yeah.
When you enter a relationship with a person, the first thing that you're trying to find out is their history. You try
Yeah.
to say, oh, how many kids do your parents have? Oh, where did people grow up?
Yeah.
What was your childhood like? That kind of things. Just so you can begin to understand like the makeup of the person. You can understand how they put this human being together, right? And how to relate with the person, right? Because if you don't understand history, you repeat the mistakes that happened in history. So understanding history is important for anything you want to learn. Even if you want to do product design, what was the history of product design? If you want to build a chair, what's the history of building chairs? So that you know you can take the knowledge of the past, add it to the technology of the present, and push forward into the future. Okay, so history of graphic design. Then the next thing is, what is graphic design? Because now when I ask people what's the difference between graphic design and design as a whole, like is graphic design the same as design or is it different? You go hear all kinds of answers. So what exactly is graphic design? Right. And the reason why you need to learn what graphic design is because you need to know like what are the types of design, what are the characteristics of design, what are the things that are underneath this umbrella called design. And also, it helps that when you are having conversations with people, you are able to articulate the right thing because what you say might add to the knowledge of another person. So, you want to make sure that what you are saying is the right thing. Or else you will say the wrong thing to another person. The person will carry on for head and say it to to the next person. That one to go kind of click, and the information keeps going up and like round and around like that. And everybody's just the blind leading the blind. Okay. So the next thing on that foundation is the elements of design. Elements of design like shape, color, form, and so on and so forth. Typography, imagery, all those things that come together to build design. They're like the ingredients for your soup, right? The elements of design, you need to learn what they are and how they function. And a very good example I like to use is lines, ordinary lines. How important are lines? Go and search what leading lines are. Leading lines and the psychological effect of leading lines. There's something called the Gesalt principles of continuation. People, the principle says that when you draw a line, right, people want to see where that line ends. So in your design, you can practically use that line to lead people's eyes. That's what they call it. They call it leading line. You can use it to lead people's eyes to a particular thing within your design that you want them to see, right? So after elements of design is the principles of design, right? So now that you have gathered the ingredients of your soup, what are the recipes that you can use to create this soup? Let's say you want to cook rice. Now, what are the recipes for jollof rice? What are the recipes for fried rice, coconut rice, jambalaya rice, all those other types of rice? What concoction rice? What are the recipes for them? That's what principles of designs are. They guide you on how to use those elements that you have learned about and you arrange them properly to get something that is cohesive. Okay. Now, after that, you learn colors. Colors is a world on its own. So understand colors, understand typography. Then lastly, understand design styles. Understand that's it. I promise you, design styles has changed my life. Understanding like how what each of these styles entail and how to put them together and who they are for, how they function, how they make people feel. That means when you work with a brand that says, I'll use Moonshot as an example, and the brand says, "Oh, want to connect to tech enthusiasts and tech leaders and all of that in the industry," and you already know that okay, neoliberalism as a design style very good fit for tech people. So now you can use it for the brand and you can even expand it. But if you don't know what that design style is, you'll probably create only one thing and be circling around that one thing because inspiration no good day again. But now that you understand what a neoliberalism design style means, you can now go online and search for other types, layouts, ways that other people have used it for websites, the ways they've used it for physical branding, the way they've used it for flyer design, poster design, t-shirts, all sorts of things. And then you can expand your knowledge on what that means and what that looks like with this 3 points of mine. Thanks.
I think I'll call this session Graphics 101 because this is more than a YouTube session. This is a full course. Full course. For someone who can follow through the process, this is the reason you see why you can't overemphasize the importance of experience. Experience and head knowledge are far apart. They are not the same. So one can you can go to AI and ask AI, how do I do this or the yes, it gives you the vocabulary, gives you the 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 words and everything that you need. But when it comes to practical sense of it, application of it, you can only get it from an experienced expert. Okay, so within few minutes that you just handle this, it can I feel like I've already had the basics already, of course, the foundation, because when you know how to start, you can end well. If you can start well, the best way to end well is to start well, right? So, and there is something you mentioned which also applies across everything you are doing on earth: foundation. Your foundation matters. How much you can go depends on how well you started. What are the things that you know? You don't just jump into, maybe you come and you know that CorelDRAW is used for graphic design, Photoshop, and then you jump into it and you start, making errors, creating a lot of errors, and you are planning to become an expert in errors. Because for you to become good, you need to have the right foundation. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think I also want you to take the other aspect of this question, which is sites and apps that you can learn from. So she has mentioned that you need to understand history. This is the first time I'm getting to. I've been going through some foundation on how to start this and start that, but this is the first time I'm like seeing how important history is. You get the knowledge of the past, knowledge of the present, and it will help you to build the future. When you understand the history, how something evolved, how something started, what
Mm.
actually made that thing to start in the first place,
Yeah.
you have the right knowledge, you have the right uh, application,
Yeah.
and you also have the right mindset to move with that thing. If you never knew why something started, you wouldn't actually know the purpose of that thing. For you to know
Yeah.
the purpose of something, for you to have the right understanding of something, you need to understand the history, how it started, what actually caused us to have, what is, for you to know the need of graphic design, you need to know that there was a time when graphic design never existed.
Yeah.
Okay, how did it start? Okay, yeah, how did it start, and what made it come into play, what brought it into play in the first place, why is it here? Right, so I think you just said it all. History is very important, guys. So you are seeing it now. Go and start from the history. I don't know. I think maybe one of these days we'll come, we'll do a session on the history of graphic design. I think it's important. You guys need to know it. But for at the meantime, go and search for it and look for how to know the history of graphic design. It's very important in your foundation. Right. So thank you so much. I can't appreciate you enough on this insight that you have brought into our table today.
Mm.
Right. So Aguda, please, can you just drop in some of the let's say the few sites? I know you do product design, and you also have some insights on some places that people can get tools, apps, resources, information, and other stuff. So please, can you say something about it?
So, when it comes to learning, like Ada just mentioned, it's very important how you learn. Because I remember when I actually first started learning design, I started with an online course, and the instructor was teaching with the assumption that the learners already know how to use out or anything. I didn't even understand the future. A course on Udemy, and that really helped me a lot. Like it was, they taught me like from the beginner level. You know, every single feature in Figma, everything from design to prototyping, and that really helped me build my skills. So when it comes to Figma, I'm really good at it. So learning is so important to start from where they teach you the various shapes, the various features, and everything concerning that particular field. So when it comes, or one of the places I go to sharpen my design skills, sometimes I go on YouTube. So there's this YouTube channel, Kingsley Oji, Design with Kingsley. So he actually does a lot of he releases a lot of design tutorials, most especially when it comes to pro design. So there's also UI Collective. I also go to DS Code. There are actually a lot of them, but these are the ones I'm familiar with, and these are the ones that have helped me. Because I noticed that the more you design, the more you practice, the more you get used to it. And when you see, you know, your creativity, just like designing consistently and learning consistently actually helps your creativity. So even when you approach those ones you've done before actually makes you more creative in your approach to that particular design. So you can also join design communities. So, like, there's mentorship with goodness, there is intern polls. This is where you meet other designers, and then when you see what other people are designing, you are kind of challenged, you learn from it, and then you also try to upskill yourself. So, I think these are things that can help for someone that is learning design, like that is starting to learn design.
Oh wow, thank you so much. So I think one of the basic and very important points I picked from your experience and what you shared here is uh, where you learn from is very important, and who you are learning from is also very important. So yeah, YouTube is good. If you can't pay for Udemy, I always tell people go to YouTube. You can find your way around it, right? So another thing I think I also come to observe, especially for designers, is who you follow online, right? For instance, when I went to Ada's profile on LinkedIn and sorry, on Instagram, when I went to her profile, I was like, I wanted to become a designer because I saw some whole lot of amazing designs there. There was one I saw on there are some I saw on Twitter as well. So amazing. There was one that looked like it's a fruit. It was a human body. It was a fruit. I mean, saw a whole lot of manipulation. She was like manipulating my mind. So I think that it's also a good place. Like if you can go through her profile, Chuku there's a victory. I think Carve on Victoria. Sorry, Chuku there's a Victoria and carve on Instagram. You can also drop it so these people can also like look at some of the things you are doing and learn from it. So looking at some of the ideas, some of the things that people have done in the past can push you. It's also a learning experience for you, right? So when you look at them, look at what they are doing, and try to replicate what they have done. Also, the same thing with Aguda. I think her LinkedIn profile as well. She has a lot of UI UX stuff there, so you can also go there and be inspired. I mean, when you are looking at some of these things, you are inspired. It also triggers your hunger, triggers your ambition to move further, right? So this is also my own part of where you can go and find resources that will help you grow as a designer. So I want us to round up this session right now. Please, we have taken more than we expected to spend on this session. But before we go, I think Ada, I will also want you to do justice to this. I know that people start their design career. You mentioned that someone started for 6 years and the person was not able to make headway. That's very terrible. And such experiences discourage others. Okay, so we need to actually tackle it. I know that some persons in this session or who will listen to this session are having this kind of experiences. Someone has been designing for 5 years, 3 years. The person is able to just make some basic flyers and make some peanuts from it, and others are making wholesome amount of millions of naira in designs, and the person is making just peanuts. So it means that there is a difference between a good designer, there's something as a good designer and a bad designer. There are features, or there are qualities that people pay for when they want to hire a designer, right? So, and this, I want you to look at it from this aspect. After you have started, how do you grow to becoming an expert? And if you're already in the industry and making headway, what are the qualities that you need, things that differentiate a good designer and a bad designer? And how do you sell what you have to people? I know that there are platforms, I think Behance and the rest, some of these places that people put out their design. Where do you put out your design? How do you get your client? So I want you to summarize this whole stuff before we go, so that after they have started, they should also be encouraged to push and to make headway in the industry. Yeah, thank you so much. I
Okay.
think you
So
are muted.
y-
Sorry.
no, I am it already. Okay. So for me, and I like to say for me, because my experience is definitely different from the next person. What I know that I have resolved to do from a very early stage of my career is that I will not go and do come and buy. I'm like I they sell logo, I they do banner, they do flyer, pum, 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 come on, come and buy your market here. I don't want to do that, right? And that's because I have seen people that have skill. When I say skill, right? When I was just starting out, I followed a guy called Osa7. If you go on Instagram, you find him there, Osa, OSA, that's Osa, and then 7, SEVEN. This guy is good at what he does. He does graffiti, painting, those sort of things. He is good. Now, there's this other guy that I follow called Mad Wale. Now, inside the two of them, the two of them practically do almost the same thing. Inside the two of them, I could see that one was making like faster progress than the other one, right? And one of the things that I found was this other person did not limit himself. This other Osa 7, he did not limit himself. And there was never a time where I saw him say, "Oh, I dey do um graffiti, or come and buy." The only thing that I saw him do was show what he could do. So he showed up and he showed out, and people were like, "Oh, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. Come and collect money," that sort of thing, right? So the first thing on my, because I wrote a list as you were speaking, the first thing on my list is skill. Skill. See, get so good at what you do that nobody can, like, it's just, if nowadays when somebody say, Ada, you are proud, oh, I go tell and say, I know all these things you are seeing, they enough to proud. They enough to proud. If now you no go proud. I've put my back into this thing for the last 8 years. What do you mean I should not be proud? Do you get? I put my spinal cord in this thing, and you say I should not be proud. So skill, skill, skill. Knowing what you know and knowing what you know well will take you places. That's one. Secondly, branding. Branding will set you apart from the 200,574,607 designers that are in this world. Branding will set you apart from them. Everybody and their dog is a designer now. Every street has a designer. But then what makes you different from the other 5 billion other designers that exist? So branding is, another thing that helps to kind of set you apart, right? Two other things: marketing and networking. Marketing means that you should be able to sell your market. You don't have to follow my method. You don't have to do the, my skill will speak for me, right? Marketing in this case means that you are selling products, and that product could be yourself. You are the product that you are selling. You are selling products, and that product could be templates. There's a guy that I know that was selling PNG images when it got to a point where designers were tired of uh, downloading images online and removing the background with pen tool. They were tired of it. Not now that is way easier. Back then, he was selling it 4,005, and people were flocking and buying. Me too, I even buy, because I was tired of removing background from picture. So I just wanted ready-made stuff. So I patronize the guy business. Sure you get. So there are tools, there are processes that you can sell, right? And then that's marketing. Marketing yourself as a product, marketing yourself as a person, marketing yourself as a service, and marketing yourself as a thought leader, as a consultant, just marketing yourself, right? Then lastly, network. I cannot have gotten to where I am right now without knowing the people that I know. I could not have gotten to where I am right now. Maybe say I don't big go, I'm still going somewhere, right? But I could not have gotten to where I am right now without knowing the people that I know, and I thank God every day for them. And I bless the day I met them. People like Fentola, people like Toby, to people like Fato Imbo Ibrahim. These are the people that early in my career like this, and they were pushing. People will not allow me fall, they don't allow me sleep until I got it right. Toby will be on my tail like next, Fentola will be on my tail every time. And I still keep meeting people. Ijoma, there are so many amazing people that I keep meeting. And at some point, they are elevating and advancing my careers massively. All the corporate jobs that I've ever gotten, they came from somebody I know. Maybe say I see them randomly online. Somebody that I know that keep brought it and said, I think this would be a good fit for you. Where I currently work, somebody that the person was at my back, like, have you uh, applied. I said, I've never applied. I'm not sure. The person had to call me on a call, say, hope your head straight. Hope your head correct. Because there's no way that you are missing this opportunity. And he kept following up until he walked out. So networking and meeting the right people, rubbing like attending events and making connections with the right people, all of those things are very, very important and will help you scale normal. All right. With this point of mine.
I'm so sorry that we are like short of time, seriously. If not, I know you have a lot to tell us. I can see the energy and everything. There are so many things you wanted to say, but because of time, right? So thank you so much, guys. You have heard it all from her. I don't know if there is anything I need to add right now. I don't think so. From the very first day that we started this session, there is one thing I've been telling people. Okay, people buy what they see, not just the best. If they don't see your product, they won't buy it. Okay, so you need to go out there and talk about what you are doing. Market yourself. Just one of the best things that you can do when you become good, right? I understand that you want to. There is a place of you trying to build your career, building network, trying to make people know that this is what you do. You can mention, you can see what she said. In the early days, there were people that pushed her. Not these people are pushing her because those guys, those people, they saw that she has started doing something and they want to push her to the end. If she was all for on her own, she never talked to anybody, she didn't have anybody to share her experiences with, nobody around her, she was just in her room. I mean, at some point you lose the conviction, I mean, you lose the drive, of course, right? So you need to network with people. Join our session. This kind of session is very good for you as a beginner. You need to feel encouraged when you come here, you hear people talk about the things you are passing through and so many other things. You also need to follow some persons online. When you see them make posts, for instance, when you see Ada's post on LinkedIn, on Telegram, on Twitter, on Instagram, you would know that one day you will become like her. Of course, you know that there is a place, there is hope for you to become better. If someone else can do this, you should also know that you'll be able to do that, right? So networking cannot be overemphasized. Like you said, personal branding cannot be overemphasized, right? So thank you so much, guys. We have really, really, really learned a lot today. I will advise you guys to go back to the beginning of the session and rewatch it so that you get the full gist, the way she has spelled it out, also the way Aguda has also spelled it out for us today. Aguda is a product designer, and all she has spelled out today is one of the ways that as a product designer you can also make headway in the industry. So just to bring a summary of what we have discussed today, we mentioned that foundation is very important as a designer, and in anything you are doing, everything you are doing, the right foundation is very, very important. And right inside this foundation, Ada mentioned history. I see it as one of the key points of this session. Knowing the history of how something started will give you an edge in making headway in that industry. Okay, so now when you have known the history, she dished out a lot of steps on the things you need to know as a designer, starting from the principle. I mean, some other things to the principle, colors, fonts, typography. I don't know all of them, but when you rewatch the session, you will know them, and you will also go to appreciate it better when you rewatch the session if you are not here when she mentioned it. Okay, so and Aguda has also mentioned some of the critical things that you need to know. For instance, when she was starting, she had an experience where she learned how to draw shapes. She started from drawing shapes to, combining those shapes to make something very reasonable for brand to be represented properly, right? So guys, I've dropped their links here in the comment section. Ada's Instagram is here. Aguda's LinkedIn is here. My LinkedIn is also here. Please guys, feel free, follow these accounts. Feel free, ask them questions whenever you feel like. If you see their posts online, drop comments, ask questions. These are ways you can connect. These are ways, I mean, Ada is at the top in design industry. Who knows, if you are following her, one of these days you are making good comments, you are making, she can call you out and give you a job, give you something. I mean, that's one of the ways we network. Yeah, I'm not promising you that what is possible. So thank you so much, guys. Even me, I'm here. I have my account here as well, so you can follow me. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we are always coming here on Thursdays. If you're not talking about design, I'm talking about something related to tech, software engineering, cyber security, and so many other things that you have to learn in our sessions. Okay, and this is not all about designs. We'll be having other series on designs. And I also know that Ada will also visit us some other time in the future. She's not just leaving us, the same with Aguda. They are part of our community. So feel free to follow them, guys. All right. So thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. I also dropped one of the last links here, is a link to our Telegram. So we'll be having a free 5 weeks web development bootcamp. It's free of charge. You don't need to pay anything. All you need to do is to join our Telegram group, and we're going to train you for free. We're starting from the basics, right? So this basic stage, we'll be doing the HTML and some of the basic stuff that you need to understand in web development. And after that basic stage, we'll be going into more advanced topics. Okay, so please connect with us. Join this with Telegram link. You can share it with your friend and anybody who feels like he has a thing that wants to start software engineering or web development career in 2025 and going forward. All right, so guys, thank you so much. All we are doing here is to help you advance and become better in your career. And I appreciate the effort of our speakers who have come here to join us, to contribute immensely to your career. They are part of the success you'll be having in the future, and I want you to really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Thank you, Ada. Thank you, Aguda. I appreciate your presence here and the massive contribution you are giving to everybody who has joined us today. Thank you so much once more. I really, really appreciate it, and the community appreciate it. So, guys, thank you guys for joining and for staying through. I'm sorry we had some spillover in our time, but it's all for good. I want to say goodbye to everyone. See you guys next week, Thursday, the same time, 7 p.m. watts. And follow us on our channels on social media. Subscribe to here on YouTube as well. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Thank you.